Antarashtriya Sahyog Parishad and Indo-Pacific Peace Forum of Global Peace Foundation. This is very timely when whole world is talking about Indo-Pacific. Whole world is talking about peace and security in this region, including in UN, including in Quad meeting, and for last few years, the recent terminology, Indo-Pacific, but is taking more momentum. And concern is how to promote peace and security in this region and how this region can play a role of development in the whole world. In this vein, I will request Shyam Parandeji, Secretary General of ARSP, to welcome all the participants, dignitaries, excellencies, ambassadors, professors, intellectuals, and all the participants. Shyam Parandeji.
सभी को नमस्कार. On behalf of अंतर्राष्ट्रीय सहयोग परिषद, I welcome you all to this workshop on Indo-Pacific Peace Forum. अंतर्राष्ट्रीय सहयोग परिषद has been actively working since last 50 years or more, the focus being Indian diaspora. This is the prime organization interacting and working with the diaspora. Started with PIO diaspora earlier, then added NRI diaspora as it grows. And since then, diaspora related activities, conferences, talks, Antarashtriya Sahayog Parishad has been doing. The first program, though not registered then, was organized in 1969. And it was the time when we invited PIO students to join universities in Bharat and help them get admissions, their lodging, boarding, and everything that was required then. It was Delhi University, it was like Banaras Hindu University, Baroda University, and these universities where they joined. In course of time, we have widened our activities. We also work on neighboring countries, because this is important now, keeping in mind what's happening in our neighborhood. Today's topic, of course, Indo-Pacific, as Markandeya Raiji has rightly said. Everybody is looking at this region. Added to that, over last couple of days, with Quad meeting in Delaware, Wilmington, Delaware, the hopes have risen on one side, and there are many questions that are rising now, are coming up now. Is it anti someone or for development of peace and prosperity in Indo-Pacific region? Of course, there are other groupings also, and this area now is slowly turning into an arena where people will be concentrating their minds and, of course, even the forces. So I feel today's program is very timely on this theme, and our partner, Global Peace Foundation, asked us if this can be done, and we said yes, this is the right time to talk about this, And I welcome you all again to join this. And I see excellencies and academicians sitting here. So I'm sure we'll have great time to understand the complexities of this region and the issues that are all involved. So आप सबका स्वागत है. नमस्कार, धन्यवाद.
Thank you. Thank you, Shamji, for having such a nice words for the Global Peace Foundation also. I think this partnership has gone a long way. Last year, we had a conference, big conference. And you'll be surprised that that conference took 5 months before the G20 summit. But we had thought of our topic and the conference maybe long before, and you will be surprised that it coincided same way as it was G20. The topic was Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, a vision for advancing human consciousness and peace. Because concern was that unless the human consciousness is not raised up, we can't think of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. And we had a report and 1.5 page of Delhi Declaration. And that Delhi Declaration talked about Indo-Pacific Peace Forum to establish and to do some research on Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. Not that what is Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam and where it is written and when Mahan Upanishad mentioned about it, how we can realize that, how one family under God or one Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam can be achieved. And we have a mandate to do some research, which research has come now, and we will present to you. In spite of talking about Indo-Pacific Peace Forum and what the Global Peace Foundation is doing, you have already a folder, and you will get some ideas and some literature. I will briefly introduce what it is. You know, Indo-Pacific is a geopolitical and geo-economic region that has gained prominence in recent years, particularly in the strategic calculation of major powers like United States, China, India, Japan, and Australia. It encompasses the vast maritime space stretching from eastern coast of Africa through the Indian Ocean to the western and central Pacific Ocean. The term Indo-Pacific signifies a strategic and interconnected expanse rather than strictly geographical entity, reflecting the increasing interdependence and maritime importance of the Indian and Pacific Ocean. Everybody, all of you knows the strategic importance of this region, and regional powers are, if you list it, United States, China, India, Japan, Australia. So I will not read all these details of the paper. Simply, I will say that this word was coined by a German geopolitical theorist, Mr. Karl, and used the term Indo-Pacific Rome in Indo-Pacific space in the writing. The term Indo-Pacific was popularized by Japanese Prime Minister C.J. Abe in 2007 when he articulated the idea of a border Asia and would include the Pacific and Indian Ocean region as a part of single strategic act. In the speech of the Indian Parliament, Abe spoke about the confluence of two seas, emphasizing the strategic unity of India and Pacific Ocean. So this is the genesis of that one. When now Quad and everybody is taking care. Prime Minister, when he was in a Quad meeting, he also talked about Maitri, and success of humanity lies in our collective strength. And he also mentioned several times about Indo-Pacific peace. So I think origin of this forum is from the last year conference. You can say the G20 also, one of the source of which talks about a lot of about Indo-Pacific, and it talks about G20 when it is mentioning about Indo-Pacific focus, global economic stability, strategic partnership with all alliance, and Quad, of course, 25 is also talking about this one. General current situation in Indo-Pacific is US-China rivalry, everybody knows. And second thing, you can say South China Sea disputes. North Korea, which you are saying that a lot of concern is going on when he is putting missiles in the border of South Korea. Indo-China border dispute, no doubt everybody knows, and we are concerned. How to take these challenges of tension in US-China, China assertiveness, Indian-China border disputes, military buildups and alliances, North Korea threat, regional conflict and flashpoints, South China Sea disputes, and impact of global wars and tensions. All sort of the topics are just I'm noting that you can give some light, shed some light, and give some insights how we can think of all these issues and problems which this region is facing too. And what is the role of India in that one? Most important, we are here gathered to it. All these disputes are there, all the conflicts are there. What role India should play? Strategic and security role, Indo-Pacific strategy, what it should be, strategic partnership, how we should develop, and defense partnership with US, Japan, Australia, how we should go for to addressing these disputes is the main concern. What is the role of India? How India should play? How India should play a rather leadership role in addressing all these issues and problems, including economic development role, Asia-Africa growth corridor, connectivity projects. We should think how India should take care of the connectivity project of Asia-Africa growth, project Mausam and Sagarmala, and diplomatic and soft power role, which is the strength of India. What need to be done in that one so that we can address, and there are challenges also, there are challenges. India can't do everything. Definitely there are challenges of resources, geopolitical balance, and internal economic and political challenges. So considering all these limitations, how India should go cautiously but more leadership role in this region so that we can have a way forward. And for that one, we need the guidance from all of you so that the NGOs, intellectuals, and diplomats can also play some important role to support government of India to see that India can take lead. So I think I will not take more time because 7 minutes are assigned to everybody. So I should also be strictly in that one. Uh, I can see that I have jot down, but it's not what to call conclusive and exhaustive. The way forward for India is strengthen regional engagement, enhancing economic integration, and promoting multilateralism. So these are the things which, before concluding, I have said that India should do, and India is good in that one. You can see the consistency in foreign policy is India's strength nowadays, and the way India is taking lead in many of the disputes all over the world, including Ukraine, Russia, or Israel, and Palestine. So India should take the lead, and our leadership should take the lead, and how we can assist and support and guide them is the main concern that Indo-Pacific Peace Forum should take up. With these few words, let me stop here and request the excellencies and speakers to thank you very much. I can recognize Ambassador Gurjeet Singh has also joined. Namaskar. We wish you very quick recovery, and we are missing you in person, but at least you have joined. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Markandeji. Thank you.
I can see Ambassador Brent Gupta ji. Namaskar, sir.
Namaskar, namaskar.
And I see Ambassador Sasang ji also. Namaskar, sir.
Namaskar, sir.
Sir. So let me request first of all to our President Ambassador Brent Gupta ji to speak on this Indo-Pacific Peace and Security Forum.
Well, thank you, Markandeji. It is indeed a great honor for Antarashtriya Sahayog Parishad to join Global Peace Foundation in hosting this very important deliberation. As you have indicated, the Indo-Pacific region has become extremely important. Firstly, from the point of view of this being the very significant economic driver. And with the economic drivers, the question of geopolitical dynamics also comes in. And no wonder that this region has become extremely significant in terms of strategic importance in the global geopolitical dynamics. If we look at the peace and security in this region and prosperity, I think it's very clear that the traditional theories of balance of power, and that different cultures would be clashing. All of that has been like a doomsday, have been put out, and I think these theories have not enabled any resolution of these conflicts. The world and this region continues to face, in fact, newly emerging conflicts every day. So I think it's very clear that alternative approaches are required. And Markandeji, you mentioned about Vasudhaiv Kutumbakam. In fact, as everybody knows, Antarashtriya Sahayog Parishad is committed to promoting cordiality and peace in the world in the spirit of Vasudhaiv Kutumbakam. In fact, I would say that the people who founded this organization 60, 70 years ago, they were driven by this commitment long before it had become fashionable to talk about Vasudhaiv Kutumbakam. And I think we need to explore alternative approaches of how we can take a broader approach. And while there is nothing wrong in pursuing national interest, every country, every individual is expected to pursue his self-interest. Likewise, every nation pursues its own national interest. But I think if we only begin to look at all of these things in a broader context, in a broader spirit, and in the longer time frame, and I make this point that very often, what we regard as being something in our interest, viewed from the short-term perspective, and when you change the time frame, when you change the long term, when you look into the long-term time frame, suddenly things begin to look very different. And we begin to realize that our benefit lies in the goodwill, broad goodwill of our neighborhood, of our broader community. So I think with these few words, I'd like to welcome once again. I can recognize very many distinguished members of our foreign service, Ambassador Shashank, who was the president of our organization earlier, Ambassador Gurjeet Singh. They have done enormous amount of work on this region. So I think they are experts, and they will elaborate in greater detail on what are the dynamics, what are the issues which are confronting this region. But I think we are extremely fortunate to have assembled a nice group of people to deliberate on these things. And I hope we have a very significant discussion. We have a very fruitful discussion. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you, sir, for enlightening us and reminding me about Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. We have the book which is ready now, which I was mentioning to you for last 6 months. Before I request for another speaker to speak, let me request staff to start launching that book. Professor P.R. Trivedi. Sir, this is a reference book for anybody, for any spiritual guru, any research scholar, or any interfaith person, because this is not about defining what is Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, rather just briefly mentioning in different culture, same thing has been said. Like Africa, it has been called Ubuntu. In Korea, it is called Hanging Ingam. In Indonesia, it's called Panchasila. So it has been collection of that one. And secondly, main emphasis is how we can realize Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, how we can become one family under God. What type of values in the life, what type of education, what type of training, what type of mindset is required to treat everybody as the one family.
Say something about the project.
Huh?
Projects we have. This was going to become book project.
Yeah. This project was launched after the conference last year in April, and we worked. Our main consultant was Professor Pathak and Dr. Sida under the directorship of Dr. Sinha, and of course I also got credit because I am the chairman. But it is really when after reading this book, really you will feel that a good work has been done with a lot of references and everything. Thank you so much. There's another thing also launching.
Yeah.
There's another publication also from GPF India, just to tell what we are doing there.
So this is actually the brochure of the IPPF, Indo-Pacific Peace Forum, that we have created. So it's just the introductory kind of work which we have already done on the topic. This clearly signifies that what is our approach towards this issue and how we are going to proceed about it.
Just a brief idea about Indo-Pacific Peace Forum, about which we are here to discuss.
Very good.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Now it is my pleasure and honor to invite Professor P.R. Trivedi ji to say a few words.
Chairman GPF Dr. Markandeya Rai, Secretary General of Antarashtriya Sahयोग Parishad Shyam Parande ji, Sanjay Bhalla ji, Vice President, Director GPF India Dr. Prabhas Chandra Sinha, my learned ambassadors, Ambassador Sushil Kumar Singhal, Mr. Anil Tirunayak ji, Ajay Bhai, also Narayan Kumar ji, of my friend Bhardwaj Sahab, Madam, yes,
Ms. Gumi Vanjala.
you are from Kenya. Good. I got your consent. I saw it. Deepak Bora Sahab, Goswami Sahab, Pandey ji, all my thick friends, delegates, ladies and gentlemen. It's a very auspicious occasion when we are launching the Indo-Pacific Peace Forum under the aegis of the Global Peace Foundation. The project Peace and Security in the Indo-Pacific region was launched about 6 months back when Dr. Rai asked me to work on this project. I worked day and night. The book is almost ready. Within a week, it will be published. I have brought the contents of this book. I would like Sinhaji to kindly get it distributed to everybody present here. So friends, we have also given a background why this book was thought of and how did we get motivated to do everything. So a background paper is also there. which can also be distributed. So friends, again, I saw that there is a theme for this conference, which is regional renaissance, revitalizing Indo-Pacific cooperation for a peaceful and prosperous future. I thought I should also write on this project, and I would like you to also get it distributed everywhere. Friends, once you go through the contents of the book, find that it's all comprehensive. More than 100 chapters are there. So more than 100 aspects of the critical path to reach the milestone of success for having peace and security in the Indo-Pacific region has been discussed in detail, and I'm sure you will appreciate it. Once the book is published, we will have a book reading session here only, so that we get ideas to really have the next edition as quickly as possible, because we would like to have the first edition very limited copies just for discussion. With these words, I thank you for asking me to do all this, and because shortage of time is a major constraint, if time permits at the end, I would like to speak something. In the meantime, I think my learned speakers will speak. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Trivedi ji, for giving all such a valuable information and announcing that the book is about to publish and is getting ready. So congratulations for thank you very much for your support and guidance to the Global Peace Foundation and all of us. Next is, sir. Sir, everybody, the vote goes in the favor of you.
Thank you very much.
उसको सुनाई देगा ठीक से.
ने जो लोग ऑनलाइन हैं.
They're online.
हो गया जी.
हाँ. So, sir, thank you very much, Rai Sahab. Thank you very much, Fernandez Sahab. Baki, Trivedi Sahab, jitne हाँ. I'm sorry, my English is very poor, so मैं हिंदी में बोलूँगा, and I'll translate in Swahili for you later. So this topic, sir, the best definition that I can give of this quad. आजकल जापानी लोग को तकलीफ होती है, वो नहीं कहते हैं ओ गॉड, वो कहते हैं ओ क्वाड, कि आके हमारी मदद करो. So it extends from Hollywood to Bollywood, and you can take it across to the east coast of Africa. Sir, हम लोग चाणक्य की संतान हैं, and I love this topic. Peace and security. Without security, peace goes to Amritsar. The first thing that Chanakya writes in his, not Arthashastra, that's economic, Chanakya Niti, is every ruler, every government, every state should ensure its security. Without that, there can be no peace. Quad की जो meeting हुई थी in Washington DC, एक तो मेरे ताऊजी वहां थे, वो अपना नाम भी भूल जाते हैं. Or he had got little Blinky, his foreign minister, वो बैठा हुआ था, oh sir, इसका नाम ये है, oh इसका नाम ये है. Is that a joke? The only foreign minister sitting along with the four other leaders. And then they talk of American exceptionalism. It's American deceptionalism, which we are seeing all along. So what are we looking at in this region? वो सारा आप विकिपीडिया में पढ़ लीजिए, कितना ट्रेड है, कितने शिप्स जाते हैं, कितना ये होता है, कितना वो होता है. There will be no peace in this region unless you have security. And there will be no security unless that tingling, ping pong, ding dong, jo bhi uska naam hai, that fellow, jo Beijing mein baithta hai. Oh, by the way, he's under house arrest, I'm told.
Huh?
So we are told. I have no confirmation. Because you haven't heard him or seen him for the last 20 days. So there's a group of elders in the party, unhone bola ki tune to barbaad kar diya. Well, let me just tell you why I say this. 10 years ago, there was a meeting in Laos of these jokers, ASEAN and China. Or you know their foreign minister, the same fellow now, Bingi, whatever his name is. So somebody asked him that, why are you messing around in the South China Sea? He said, you guys just shut up. You are pipsqueaks, I'm a lion. That's the way it is. Is this what you're looking for peace? We can sit here and have all the conferences you want. It's not going to help till that guy decides. I conclude this with, again, I refer to China having lived in that region. There used to be a chap, you might have heard his name, B.H. Obama, Barack Hussein Obama. Have you heard of him? Yeah, right. This guy went around saying, America-China partnership will be the defining relationship of the 20th. The Chinese got very excited. And then their military published a white paper saying our army and your army at the same level. So let's divide the world into two parts. Shri Obama got a shock when he read that. And then he came out in 2016 and said, we are the most powerful military in human history. Period. Mr. Tingling, can you remember that? So that relationship, partnership, etc., went out the door. So till the acceptance of equality comes up, then nobody wants to be the cha-cha. Please forget about any kind of peace in the region. It's nice to talk, it's nice to dream. Dinko behlane ke liye ghalib ye khayal acha hai. And my dear colleague here from Africa, hope becomes a substitute for achievement. So we say, oh, we have this, and I've spent half my life in Africa and now special advisor to 3 African countries. So my suggestions, and I conclude, is, and I see there are a lot of young people here, including me. I'm 73. Everybody else here is at least 95. With due respect, Ambassador, to you and all the other.
Still you are young.
Thank you.
By heart, I've seen you.
The only thing that I would conclude is that find out the way for security. That gentleman has 19 neighbors. You know, used to talk about a string of pearls. Did you hear that term? So what have we done? We built a garland of scorpions around his neck. Start from Australia at the bottom, then you go to Vietnam, then you go to South Korea, then you go to Japan, then you go to Taiwan. In between, you have the Philippines. He doesn't get along with anybody. So where is the security? But the security is because he's scared. He's a paper tiger. And on that basis, till we can tell him to shut up and not growl, because nobody listens to his growls. Till then, I don't think we are going to have the kind of peace. The sequential thing is security, then comes peace, and then comes prosperity. That's the way it should go. So I hold my peace. Thank you very much for your time and patience. You know, they asked me to hide from the storm, all my colleagues. When I was in service, ये मेरे bosses थे, सब कहती थी, Ambassador Deepak बोला, अब तूफान आने वाला है, तूफान से बचिए. तो मेरा जवाब होता था, अरे मैं ही तो तूफान हूँ. Thank you very much. Sorry.
Thank you very much, sir. We know your views about China and we know the views about India also. You are a proud Indian, we know. And you always love to go to the China border and to see that. Now I request our sister, Winnie, to speak. You know, Kenya is my second home. I have spent more than 28 years of my life in United Nations in Kenya. And I know Kenya better than India.
I will have to check.
I left early India and now I have come back after my retirement. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
And you are part of Indo-Pacific
Yes.
security
Yes.
because Indian Ocean touches the east coast of whole Africa.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Rai. Your Excellencies were here. My name is Winnie from the Kenya High Commission. I'm minister. And apparently I was acting director of Asia. So I dealt very, very intensively with the issues of Indo-Pacific. And it's an interesting topic, and it's, for me, I find it's an interesting engagement that we are having here. Kenya is a stakeholder in this conversation, and I'm really, really very happy to be among you and to be able to listen in and to be part of this conversation going forward in the future. Before I can make any comments, I'd want to know how we will be able as Kenya to get this book, how much we need to pay for it, because we'll need about 2 copies. It will be good for Kenya to be able to read and understand, because it gives all your thoughts in here. and where India is going on this conversation. And I believe we are all going to have this conversation going forward. There are just a few comments that Kenya would make on this topic, and mostly touches on our observation and our interest in terms of this region. When we talk of Indo-Pacific, we are talking of the blue economy. And we know the blue economy, we cannot say is a new topic, but currently it's one of the agendas that our government is pushing, the blue economy. And how do we harness, as Kenya, this blue economy and with all its resources? So in the future, be able to engage more on that. And looking at this, the blue economy, we are talking of the infrastructures that we need actually to improve. We are talking of the security. We are talking on how we can be able to harness technology. Technology is coming in every day. How do you take advantage of that technology to be able, to use it in such a conversation? So that is where Kenya is. That is what we are looking into. We are looking into people and people connection, like one excellency talked about. People are the greatest ambassadors out there. So how do we connect? And for us, we look at India as a great partner. India is in the G20. And for the first time in the G20 that happened in New Delhi, India was able to bring Africa
Union,
into the conversation.
Right.
So you are a great partner. You brought Africa into this conversation.
Absolutely.
And I look forward in future meetings like this, you invite at least 2-3 African countries who are stakeholders within the Indo-Pacific. And we look at engagements in the multilateral system. You've seen our, Kenya's position that we need to see the multilateral system, change. We are saying there should be reforms. The world is going, evolving. Issues are evolving. The multilateral system also should be able to speak more into the southern issues. Developing countries like Africa, like Asia, there are issues that we've been talking of. The multilateral system, reforms there in the UN, reforms in the financial system. So I think this engagement is very, is very timely. We would want to engage more into what India is talking in this, because I've seen great brains going to this, great conversation of former ambassadors. And you see ambassadors are the think tanks. Ambassadors are the ones that drive policy and give advice to the government. So for us, this is, is a very good conversation. It's very good. I'm invited here. I'm just, it's not a Kenyan position. This is just an observation. And I believe we want to be engaged because we will be now advising our governments on India's thinking on this. So ours is just to say thank you, and we need to have 2 copies of this, and you tell us how we are going to be able to get the 2 copies. Thank you. No, we want to buy
No,
from you.
right now, let us give 1 copy to her. Huh?
Thank you.
Take a photo.
Thank you.
Vinay, thank you so much, my sister.
Yeah.
And you will get 2 copies. First copy, I'll give you right now.
Thank you.
Welcome to G20.
We also will get one.
Thank you.
One.
Yes.
Blue economy. And I know that the first conference of blue economy took place in UNEP,
Yes.
supported by Kenya.
Yes.
Now they went to Barcelona and other places. But still young age because it was planned 10 years before by World Bank. And now UNEP has picked up, and now the conferences are doing. But we're not on the level of the education, the university. Not only the conferences and only the report of the home.
Thank you.
You come to Mombasa.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm inviting Vice President of ARSP, Sanjay Bhallaji first, and then Mr. V.K. Rao ji and Umesh Gupta ji, the last. You will be speaking.
अभी काफी आप हिंदी में बोलना चाहते थे, मैं थोड़ा हिंदी कोशिश करूंगा, आपको इंग्लिश हो जाती है। अभी काफी बात हुई, आई मीन इंडो पैसिफिक सिक्योरिटी पे, महाभारत तक बात आ गई। इंडो पैसिफिक स्टार्ट हुआ, बट जो भी जापान ने उसका आइडिया दिया, बट फोकस में आया ये जो व्हाइट हाउस ने एक पेपर पब्लिश किया इंडो पैसिफिक पे, डॉक्ट्रिन उनकी जो यूएस स्टेट डिपार्टमेंट की, उसके बाद ये फोकस में आया। हमारे प्रधानमंत्री जी ने भी मॉरिशस में उसको लिया और अपना कॉन्सेप्ट दिया SHGR का, सिक्योरिटी एंड ग्रोथ फॉर ऑल इन द रीजन। तो हमारा जो इंक्लूसिव मॉडल हमने लिया, हमारे प्रधानमंत्री जी ने, ग्रोथ फॉर एवरी। जो दुबे जी ने कहा कि हमें ये इंडो पैसिफिक रीजन में अराउंड 40 कंट्रीज हैं, तो इंडिया का रोल काफी इसमें बड़ा है। आज यूएस ने अपने देश में इंडो पैसिफिक कमांड की स्थापना की, जिसमें 38,000 आर्मी के लोग, उसमें ऑल द विंग्स ऑफ द आर्मी। तो इंडो पैसिफिक कमांड किया। आज हम सिक्योरिटी और पीस की बात कर रहे हैं, तो मैं बहुत ज्यादा नहीं, समय बहुत कम है, तो मैं महाभारत की बात हुई तो मैं इतनी बात जरूर कहूंगा कि सारे डिप्लोमेट्स एंड एकेडमिशियंस बैठे हैं तो समझेंगे कि महाभारत क्यों हुई थी और कहाँ हुई थी। उसकी रचना धृतराष्ट्र के दरबार में जब 64 हुआ, तो 64 में विवेक किसके साथ था? एक तरफ युधिष्ठिर थे, एक तरफ दुर्योधन था। और तो विवेक किसके पास था? मैं कहता हूं विवेक दुर्योधन के पास। आप कहेंगे कैसे? तो उसने 64 के लिए, उसको नहीं आता था 64, उसने शकुनी को कहा कि ये हमारे पास है, और शकुनी ने सारे पासे फेंके और युधिष्ठिर हार गए और दुर्योधन जीत गया और अपनी पत्नी को भी हार गए। तो अगर यही पासे अगर युधिष्ठिर ना फेंक के कृष्ण से फेंकवा देता, तो क्या कृष्ण तो साक्षात भगवान थे, तो क्या हार जाते? विवेक, विजडम, जो आपने कहा पावर, पावर इज यस, बट द विजडम इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। एंड until unless we come in Indo-Pacific region with the wisdom, India has a great role to play, and India has a very strategic position in Indo-Pacific region. How much US take us on the board? Because the जो उन्होंने किया अभी बांग्लादेश में, this is absolutely against the concept of I mean peace and security of our neighbors. I mean the way, I mean I'm very blunt, but I'm saying it. This is what. तो सवाल ये है कि हमें, जैसा दुबे जी ने कहा, हमें उनको कितना इंगेज करना है, उनके साथ कितना इंगेज होना है, कितने विवेक और विजडम के साथ होना है, ये एक बहुत बड़ा सवाल है। और हम और डिप्लोमेट्स सारे इसमें, डिप्लोमेसी का रोल, पावर का रोल ऑफ कोर्स आएगा, और ना आए तो बहुत अच्छा है। डिप्लोमेटिक लेवल पे ही चीजें सेटल हों, ये आज विवेक के साथ हम इसमें आगे बढ़े, यही इस कॉन्फ्रेंस से निकले, और इस फोरम को हम लोग आगे बढ़ाएं, और कैसे इंडिया का उसमें पार्टिसिपेशन इन ए कंस्ट्रक्टिव मैनर एंड टू बी एन इम्पॉर्टेंट रोल इन इंडो-पैसिफिक रीजन, इससे निकले, इसी शुभकामनाओं के साथ। थैंक यू।
Thank you, Sanjay Bhallaji. Wisdom is very important, and India soft power is in that one. We believe in spirituality, we believe in wisdom, and we believe in friendship also. So we will using the soft power, we will see that how we can go on it.
Professor Tuhar Chand Sinha is the director of Global Peace Foundation, and in his leadership, all the programs are being done. Professor Sinha.
Yeah, thank you very much, Dr. Markandeya Rai. In fact, the whole idea of Indo-Pacific Peace Forum has been evolved through his deliberations at GPLC 2023. And from there, we took up this idea and we thought that why not to create a bigger forum, Indo-Pacific Peace Forum, in which we could involve youth, particularly in a big way. Although the discussion today has been on a much broader topic of peace and security in Indo-Pacific, but our aim is slightly narrower, which I would reflect upon, so that you could very well understand that what Indo-Pacific Peace Forum is looking at, not exactly what was discussed or what is being discussed at the. So I would like to start the small presentation so that you could understand what exactly we Indo-Pacific Peace Forum would be working on. Before that, I would thank Professor P.R. Trivedi and Syam Parande ji and Dr. Bhalla ji for their courteous invitation to us to share their, platform with us and have this lovely gathering of people where we could, discuss these ideas, which has really, I would give you an overview of all that in due course. But I would love that, you should understand. We have at GPF India, which is Global Peace Foundation India, we have certain very basic programs, which some of them like MIL, were, discussed here, moral and innovative leadership. We have peace building programs. So peace building programs generally of different types. We have been doing training programs all over India and abroad. And we are now in a stage where we can go beyond our scope and do it at a larger level. Similarly, we have a program on, as the book was released today on Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, we have also developed a program on Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam training program, which exactly tells us that how, in true sense, what is the way forward to implement Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam as a real force. Already we can see the images of this Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam at various levels of Prime Minister Modi's deliberations, whether it is in United Nations, whether it is in Quad Summit, everywhere you see, if you see it closely, you see a reflection of his approach to the whole foreign policy is being based at. Also in a new agenda of peace, most probably, which is being discussed nowadays, most probably the concept of Vasudhaiva will get incorporated. Is there any difficulty? No, they have to start that presentation there. Indian माल बनाना पड़ेगा. Yeah. थोड़ा सा तो बता दें इसके बारे में कि हम करना क्या चाहते हैं, फिर हम इसके बारे में बता देंगे. What is this? I have this. राहुल साहब एक मांग रहे थे, दे दीजिए. नहीं काम कर रहे. Okay. Fine. Let us use the report after the Yeah, as the summary I would give you. I think Syam Parande ji very well, reiterated the importance of Indian diasporas and how through them we can promote peace and prosperity all along the Indo-Pacific region, which is very important. And ARSP has been doing fine work in this area. And in future, we would like that, both Indo-Pacific Peace Forum and GPF India and ARSP, they can work together and do some good work on this. Dr. Markandeya Rai referred to the evolution of the concept of GPF India's interest in Indo-Pacific region and mentioned GPLC, that is Global Peace Leadership Conference in 2023, which happened in New Delhi, and talked about the Delhi Declaration. And he also reiterated the importance of Modi's Quad Matrix concept and conflicts in the Indo-Pacific and role of India and the way forward for India. Professor P.R. Trivedi, besides launching our book and promoting it, he has been very kind to provide services which made this book possible for us to publish. And he also has, the courtesy of giving us support in working out a program which is on blue economy. That these are the two new programs of GPF India. One is the blue economy program, and the other is the program on Indo-Pacific Peace Forum. Ambassador Virendra Gupta ji, he focused on president of right now president of of ARSP. He focused on the importance of Indo-Pacific as a economic driver for the world, and he suggested that alternative approaches are needed as far as we would look for solutions in this regard. Then Ambassador Sasank joined us through virtual, and he was talking about his experiences all around the world, and he talked about the Indo-Pacific situation since 1972 and the dangerous situations, and suggested that the multilateral framework for possible solutions need to be found out. Ambassador Deepak Bohra, he very well connected with the audience, and he focused on the role of stakeholders who can cooperate in this. He talked about the Chanakya Niti, how it's even relevant today, and how security is must for peace. And he also told us about how security can lead to peace and then to prosperity. It can be vice versa also from my point of view, but that is his personal opinion. And he also said that until unless all the nations of the world, they come on equal footing, peace would be very, very difficult to achieve. Ambassador Anil, he talked eloquently, and he talked about the importance of sixth conference of Quad leaders and the absence of mention of China and Russia openly by the leaders, which he said it should have been done. And he suggested that China's challenge is very real, and US is considering the world as a chessboard. And that's I think anyone who has experience of living in US very well knows that. I myself, I was associated with his Space Center as a Fulbright fellow there, and that's supposed to be a CIA hub, but I don't have such experiences, but I could very well feel that such things are very much prevalent. He also suggested the importance of UNCLOS 3, which is the subject of my research. My postdoctorate was on environmental governance in the oceanic areas, and that was in 1988. But now I find that this subject is again gaining importance. It's a welcome thing academically, at least for a person like me. Then he also focused on the importance of convergence and connectivity and how it can really give us solutions towards And then Ambassador Susil Kumar talked about how the security of Indian Ocean is must for India, and why maritime boundary delimitation is very important all along the world. I think, in my point of view, all countries of the world should have two things at least. One is it should be called a boundary research unit. It could be a land boundary research unit, or it could be a maritime boundary research unit. Until unless you present your case very effectively in international courts or in UN, things are not going to be simple.
तो सबको बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद नारायण जी, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद आपके आशीर्वचन के लिए और इतनी अच्छी वोट ऑफ थैंक्स के लिए। सब लोगों से निवेदन है कि कृपया सब लोग चाय पी करके, हाई टी की व्यवस्था है ऊपर में, सब लोग चाय और हाई टी पर अपना जो डिस्कशन बाकी हो उसको पूरा करके तब